Passenger ship: The mystery of the Titanic, the passenger who was never found. Water wave: In 1912, the Titanic carried more than just passengers. It carried secrets. Some were lost in the icy depths. One of them was never supposed to be there. The letter without a stamp. In March of 1987, a man named Joseph Langley, a retired history teacher from Boston, received a letter. It was yellowed with age, sealed in wax, and bore no modern postage. The paper was thick, parchment-like. Inside was a single message. I was aboard the Titanic. I watched the stars disappear. But I did not drown. W. H. Cadwell, 1912. There was no return address. No trace of origin. At first, Joseph dismissed it as a prank. But as a lifelong Titanic researcher, the name caught his eye. W. H. Cadwell, it sounded familiar. He recalled seeing it in a footnote of an early manifest, crossed out, never included officially. That was the beginning of a discovery that would unravel a 75-year-old mystery. A man with no past. April 10, 1912, Southampton. A man in a long charcoal coat, bowler hat tipped low, stood in line for boarding. He carried no luggage. Spoke to no one. Yet he walked aboard without protest. A handwritten note he presented read: W. H. Cadwell, 2nd class. Room B, 71. Paid in full. But the ticket wasn't in the system. And B, 71 wasn't a second-class cabin, it was crew storage. Only one steward recalled him later. He stood on the deck at midnight, whispering to the sky. He didn't blink. Like he was listening, to the sea. The night of the sinking. April 14, 11:40 p.m. The iceberg hit. People panicked. Crew scrambled. Lifeboats launched. But 3 unrelated survivors later reported seeing a man calmly standing near B-deck. He placed his hand on the wall, whispering, "It's time." One steward tried to drag him to safety. The man replied, "I won't need one." Then, he vanished. No splash. No fall. No name on the death list. W. H. Cadwell was never found. Echoes through time. Back in 1987, Joseph traced the wax seal on the letter to a small family in Cornwall, England. A line of blacksmiths, none ever traveled far. But in their Bible was a photo. A sepia portrait of a man in a long coat. On the back, one word, Cadwell. Joseph found more. 1923, a Nova Scotia lighthouse keeper claimed a man appeared from the fog asking, "Where are the stars above the sea?" 1955, a nurse in Belfast found a notebook in a hospital waiting room. First page read. April 14th. Not again. Not again. The name inside, Cadwell. The journal. Joseph eventually found that notebook. It contained entries spanning 73 years, all in the same handwriting. Some were simple observations. Others were cryptic warnings. They called it unsinkable. But it was always meant to sink. Some ships carry more than passengers. They carry messages. Time bends where tragedy lingers. I was not meant to survive. I was meant to remember. The final entry. If you're reading this, then perhaps time has caught up. Perhaps now. I can sleep. The whisper below deck. Years later, Titanic wreck divers used advanced sonar to map B-deck. They found something strange. A sealed compartment, unmarked on all original maps. They attempted entry. The door was fused shut. But through a crack in the wall, a diver reported seeing a long black coat, a bowler hat, a journal floating inside, intact. But nothing was recovered. Footage corrupted. Divers refused to return. The sea remembers. Every April 14th at 11:40 p.m., modern ships passing near the Titanic site report. Static radio signals. Faint voices. A single whispered phrase. It's time. Some say it's folklore. Others say the ocean remembers. Joseph Langley passed away in 1991. Among his belongings was a final envelope. Inside it read, "To the next who hears the call. The sea remembers. And now, so do you." This has been another whispered tale from the forgotten corners of time. If you're still awake, perhaps you were meant to hear this. Or perhaps you've been marked too.